Hello Cancer and welcome to my channel Green Lion Goddess Tarot. Okay, we have a few cards have come out for you. This is your weekly reading, the last week of April. And we are moving into Taurus season, which should be a nice shift of energy. Expect things to slow down, and we're moving straight into Mercury retrograde, if I can say the word, and that's actually going to be in the sign of Taurus as well. So but we're in eclipse season, so we're in between eclipses. We've just had the new moon in Aries, which has been a solar eclipse, and then we're moving into an eclipse that's coming up on the 5th of May. So we're kind of in between it. Expect there's kind of turbulent energy around eclipses, unexpected things coming in. Just be really aware of what's coming up for you. It's kind of like it doesn't have to all happen and start now. It could all happen a bit further down the track, but it's like the rumblings or the conception phase of it can be happening now as well. But for some of you, can just like boom, boom, like major fated endings and new beginnings can come through with it. It kind of just showing me like this sort of like Uranus energy of things rumbling, like change under the surface. Nothing necessarily feels particularly stable. It's like kind of like an earthquake energy. But nonetheless, here you have the Page of Shells, intuition and inspiration. It's like you're like this little frog about to take this leap, and an inspired leap. And so trust your intuition with this. So this is the Page of Cups. You're kind of opening your heart to something, tentatively, nervously, excitedly opening your heart to something. And here we have, boom, these are big energies here. Okay. 9 of Feathers, perspective and self-empowerment. I love this little hedgehog. It's kind of like shaking some things off, like that Taylor Swift song, shake it up, shake it off. But yeah, just shaking things off. But this is where you could be a little bit irritable as well, or just a bit out of sorts. And if people come into your space, like you potentially could be quite particular about the people around you and who's coming into your space, or a boundary, crossing over boundaries, and who isn't. Because if someone crosses over a boundary, it potentially is going to irritate you this week, because there's some bigger things going on for you here with the transformation, transition and liberation. A huge transition is coming in where you're kind of stepping into an empowering energy, which is really fantastic. You're gaining a whole heap of new perspectives, which is really lovely, and you're freeing yourself from some old cycles. So this is the Death card, and it's like the cicada is releasing from an old shell and stepping into new life. So it's a big, the start of a new cycle, but it's almost like you could feel those initial, like opening my heart to something. And this is Scorpio energy because it's the Death card. So fellow water sign, and the Page of Shells is also the Page of Cups, water. So I feel like this is kind of like maybe the very beginning conceptions of things that might be coming up for that eclipse in Scorpio. So whether you're because we've got the Magician, it's just like you're just becoming consciously aware of it. It's just the initial stages of like, okay, I'm starting to kind of see this. It's almost like a precursor or prelude or something like that that's coming in. It's not even like the main story. But the Magician here is kind of, it's a psychic energy, the seer, the seeing the future kind of energy of the raven with the infinity symbol above its head. It's like, what possibilities are you seeing now that you're becoming consciously aware of for the future? So yeah, willpower and creation. This is a potent manifestation energy, but may require a little bit of willpower for what it is that you are creating that is bringing transformation into your world at this moment, Cancer. So big energies around, absolutely big energies of transition and moving on from things. And this is where you kind of, like I said, honor what's going on for you, your space, and allow the vision to form for the future and the thing that you're kind of transitioning towards into. So, okay, let's see what else. Story of the week. We've got the Star card coming in and the 8 of Swords. There's this really annoying fly that's buzzing around me. So speaking of flies buzzing around, here we can see the Star card. This is opening Pandora's box. This is the Mythic Tarot cards. And out come all the sprites, the little bugs and dragonflies, and it's all the nastiness, the yucky stuff. It all just gets released and it gets opened up in a way. But then it's like releasing an energy that's been pent up or a wound of some sort. And then that all gets released. But the other thing that opens up here is that beautiful angel comes in, the angel of hope, the angel of guidance comes through with it. So it feels like there's a release of some old energies that like maybe had a bit of a toxic energy around them for some way, shape or form, and you're being guided here. And so this is very much being guided towards the future. So again, like that magician energy. But the Eight of Swords, this is Orestes praying to Apollo, the god of healing and light, saying, please help me. I've had these snake-like witches around me who have been cursing me. This has felt like a curse, or there's been a really negative cycle. I've had to deal with like limitations, frustrations. These are my own, it could be your own limited forms of thinking or somebody else's limited opinion of who you are, or just a very negative thought cycle, series of thought cycles that are coming out, or opinions about you or things that you're hearing. And it's just like, please help me, Apollo, god of healing and light. I need to be following the light now, the star, and find the healing. So rather than be stuck in that kind of old cycle. So it's releasing a whole heap of stuff here, which is actually, I think, really positive, but it's just, it could be uncomfortable as it comes up and out. It's just about letting it kind of, not attaching to it and letting it go. And then we have like this kind of, it could be irritating, like this little fly buzzing around, you know, all these things are coming up and out, and this little hedgehog's getting a bit irritated with things. Yeah, the Nine of Swords. You've had this twice. This Nine of Feathers is the Nine of Swords. So that can be that there's just a lot going through your mind, that your mind's kind of like a hamster wheel. It could be moving really fast. And so there's, you know, a lot of things that you're thinking of here. So just to be really aware of like things like meditation or mental health and stress, anxiety, they're things that could come up that you might want to kind of look at. And the Nine of Swords can be sleepless nights, unreal fears. It's just your mind potentially going into overdrive, or even playing tricks on you. So just to be aware of what that is. And that's why it's nice with this Eight of Swords, is it's kind of saying, please help me get out of that cycle. Stop these thoughts that are whirling around here. So we have the High Priestess, Queen of Wands and Justice. Wow, in comes the Divine Feminine, super, super strong. We've got Persephone, Queen of the Underworld here. So a lot of Pluto energy with the Death card is the usually the Lord of the Underworld. The High Priestess is the Queen of the Underworld. We've got the Queen of Wands. Oh, the Devil was hiding. Okay, interesting. The Devil was hiding in there, and the Justice card. You know, the High Priestess is the secret keeper that shows you, reveals a lot of things to you. And it's almost like this Queen of Wands is somebody's putting on a positive face, but there's something that they're really stuck with, or even a secret that they're keeping here that is you know, when you meet those people and you're like, how's your week? And they're all like so happy. Yeah, it's wonderful. It's great, blah, blah, blah. And then when you finally, like, you keep talking to them and then you find out that something really terrible has happened, or they're in a really difficult situation, and it's kind of like they put on the happy face and it's like, well, it wasn't that great. And it isn't that great because you're really struggling with something. Somebody, I think, is really kind of struggling with something that they're feeling really stuck with, and it's associated with the Justice card. So there could be some kind of contract or legality around it as well. So I really feel like this Queen of Wands is the one that's struggling, and the High Priestess is revealing, you know, exactly what this Queen of Wands is struggling with. And it can be motivation, but the Queen of Wands likes to usually attract positive things, but it's kind of like she's attracted a situation or something that's stuck to her, or she's not able to get past an energy, like feeling quite stuck. Or it's kind of like, you know, maybe somebody's gone a lot into debt, or maybe there's some relationship behind closed doors isn't what it seems to be, or perhaps it's like I'm feeling really stuck in my job, even though I'm good at my job and I'm seeming really positive. There's something that's weighing this person down, this Queen of Wands, where this is you or somebody else. And so it's very much connected to that Justice energy of it needs to be rebalanced and it needs to be fair. And so I kind of feel like this Queen of Wands, with perhaps even the best of intentions, has got herself stuck in some way, shape or form. And so the High Priestess is coming in, and intuition is really strongly, you might get a real intuitive sense with somebody, because like I said, those people that always put on that everything's fine, everything's wonderful, everything's great, but you might just get an intuitive sense that no, it isn't. So I think that something, you know, is getting revealed here, which is going to be interesting. And ultimately there's some sort of, you know, potentially somebody stayed in a toxic energy or in a job for too long, or in a contractual agreement has been around for way too long. These can be legal agreements like work agreements, money agreements, any sort of like housing agreement, but it can also be, the things that we agree to within relationships as well. So perhaps it's kind of like I've said I'm going to do this and I'm feeling really bound to it now and feeling a bit stuck with it. Maybe there's needs to be a revisiting of a priority or a commitment that comes through with it. So either way, somebody's needing a little bit of help here with this Queen of Wands. Is just like I need help with this devil energy, whatever this is around. So yeah, I feel like trust your intuition with this, because if this is something within you that's being revealed, there's opportunity here to transform. And again, it's kind of that energy of, somebody's got their, I keep bring me back to this Knight of Feathers, which is a little hedgehog in its home, where it can kind of, if it feels under threat or not safe in any way, shape or form, that somebody's coming into its territory or into its stepping over a boundary, it's going to get prickly. And that's why it's really important how this Queen of Wands gets approached, this person gets approached for a start, or if this is you, really, it's kind of defensive energy as well. So it feels like there's opportunity to transform and free this Queen of Wands with the Death card, transition and liberation, to move on from this thing that has kept this Queen of Wands very, very stuck and bound. She normally doesn't like that. She's normally very discerning, the Queen of Wands, but somehow she's got herself stuck. And and this is potentially going to require a lot of willpower to get out of this energy to create the new future. And it may require a little bit of courage here with the Page of Shells to take this leap and trust your intuition and to get inspired to kind of take a leap of faith in some way, shape or form. So yeah, lots happening here, Cancer, whether this is for you or for somebody else. I feel like either you're intuitively helping somebody else out, or you're needing a little bit of helping hand in terms of just, being brave and having the courage to kind of transition and free yourself here and create something new. So that is the reading for the week. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment. Love to read your comments. Also helps with the growth of the channel and I truly appreciate it. And yeah, if you're interested in the beautiful Patreon community that we are building and growing at this moment in time, the link for that is in the description box below.